I think I'm live. I'm not really sure. First time I've ever been on YouTube, so y'all bear with me for a second while I get everything checked out. Working on it. If there's anybody there connected, how are y'all doing? Trying to figure out how I could check this and see if it's working. Test stream, depopulation live. Hey, it's working. Alright, hey, it's on. If there's anybody there connected, how are y'all doing? Alright. I'm going to... I don't know what any of that means. I'm going to go over some things. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will... I don't know what all this means. I'm learning, y'all. It's all really new. I want to change it anyway and see what happens. There we go. I got that set up just in case somebody happens to pop there in the chat and wants to say hello. I can see everything. Getting there. Alright. The UN world population expected to rise to 9.7 billion in 2050. Well, we all know the population's got to go up. It's got to go up. And you want to know the truth, I don't think there's a problem with the population. We just keep the land. It's the land. It's the land. It's the land. They always want the land. The UN Department of the Economic and Social Affairs, they say in a report that the world population could reach its peak of nearly 11 billion around the end of the century. But I don't know. I think they guess at that number just based on the way they see population growth now. But they really don't know. They even say it can come at a higher level. It could come earlier. It could come later. That's really a science. Really don't know everything when they try to say they do. But what really is interesting here is it goes through and it gives you the ups and the downs of the possibilities of what the populations are going to be. But here's where we know that the foods, the GMOs, the poisons, the glyphosate, all of those chemicals that were around lower our fertility levels. Right here, this is mainstream article, and it says the global fertility rate fell from 3.2 births per woman in 1990 to 2.5 births in 2019. It's projected to decline to 2.2. Well, they wanted it 2.1. Now, this is the really, check this out, y'all. Between 2019 and 2050, populations are projected to decrease by 1% or more in 55 countries or areas, of which 26 may see a reduction of at least 10%. So if that country just say had 1 million people, they're going to lose 100,000. The UN said in China, for example, the population is projected to decrease by 31.4 million, or around 2.2%, between 2019 and 2050. That's 1 million people a year. Now, I don't know what they expect to do with them people, but pay attention to this. To lose 31.4 million a year, you have to have a perfectly balanced birth and death rate to begin with and have no growth. And then you have to lose 31.4 million people. Bear in mind, China has the concentration camps right now that have, they had the Christians and the Muslims and those type of things in there. So, is that where their population reduction is going to come from? Is Xi Jinping going to get rid of everything that he don't like? Is that what we're looking at? Is another mass Problem? I don't know. It's a possibility. I'm keeping a good eye on these numbers now that I've seen them come out like this. But there's your population control. 31.4 million to be gone from China. And it says that the United States will actually see an increase. Uh, and some of it will be migration, some of it won't. But for a country to decrease 31.4 million, just imagine what that takes. Uh, I'm checking something right here, y'all. This is all new, so. That's the population control. I don't think I've even done that on D Live yet. But oh, I'm just quiet for a second. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't trying to be. I was looking at my son's account here on his phone, and I know he subscribed to me, and he got the video upload, but he didn't get a notification for going live. So I guess nobody got a notification for me going live. I guess they blocked me from the start on this. Wow. No notifications. Well, let's get to the Fallout Shelter's channel this way. So I guess there we go. Let me get the volume up. I guess they blocked me from the start on this. Yeah, well, he tore me down. Wow. No notification. Okay, there we go. Well, all right. Okay. Now I think I can move on. I'm going to move on to the next little article because I don't think nobody else is really going to hear it anyway this time. It's just a little test stream to get out there. Oh, that was probably not the right thing to do. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. I know y'all, I know this is this is all new right here. I'm just trying to make sure everything is, I'm learning a little something as I go too, so I appreciate you. If you are watching, I appreciate it if you're having patience with me. Because there's absolutely no notification that went out for this. That's unreal. Okay. Well, I'm just going to sit here and watch right here for a second and chat because what I'm fixing to bring up, it's an article from phys.org, and it originally, the reason I even bring it up at all, I'm screen sharing. The reason I even bring it up at all is because I have got a ton of geoengineering articles from physics.org. It's where I've learned so much about what they it's where I find out so much about what the scientists are doing with the geoengineering, the solar radiation management, because they're pretty open with it in those areas. I didn't figure calling mine Depop and screw tube and all that was going to get me much of a let's put this out there to people. But anyway, I'm going to pull this article up and I'm going to read it. It's I don't know if I'll read all of it, but it's really, really interesting. It's about climate change and censorship. Pseudoscience is taking over social media and putting us all at risk. This come out on August the 2nd, 2019, in phys.org. Search for climate change on YouTube, and before long, you'll likely find a video that denies it exists. Yeah, in the way y'all put it. See, here's the thing about it: you already start by controlling your narrative with the way you word your sentence. In fact, when it comes to shaping the online conversation around climate change, a new study suggests that deniers and conspiracy theorists might hold an edge over those believing in science. Researchers found evidence that most YouTube videos relating to climate change oppose the scientific consensus that it's primarily caused by human activities. Well, if there's anybody listening to me right now, I want to make it perfectly clear. I do believe in climate change. I do believe it's man-made, and I do believe it's all caused by human activities. It's caused by the aerosols being dumped out of airplanes. It's caused by the toxic stuff being pumped out of ships into the atmosphere. It's caused by all of the pollution. It's caused by the iron filings added into the ocean for acidification. Everything that we're doing. Okay, on top of that, we've got like 6 nuclear submarines that still have their reactors laying on the ocean floor. We have a bunch of nuclear junk buried in an island in the Pacific coast. And oh yeah, we poured a big concrete top on it, but we didn't do nothing about the dirt. Yeah, nothing filters through dirt. I don't know. Dirt's the best filter in the world, and we have nuclear destruction everywhere. We have the Chernobyl. We have the one in Japan. It leaves me right this second, but you get my point. Man-made global warming. A ship that travels in the ocean, if it's using the remnants of what they call bunker fuel, which is the leftovers from gasoline production, it produces more toxic emissions than 1 million cars in a day. So, just for what it's worth. The recent study by Joachim Algeier of whatever analyzed the content of a random sample of 200 YouTube videos related to climate change. He found that a majority of the videos either denied that climate change was caused by humans or claimed that climate change was a conspiracy. No, it's not a conspiracy. Climate, weather, change, modification, weather modification. I have numerous copies. Well, I have copies of numerous government documents where geoengineering and weather modification was completely discussed in a congressional setting. It was the 111th Congress, and I think maybe the 109th Congress. I have to look those up. The videos peddling the conspiracy theories received the highest numbers of views, and those spreading these conspiracy theories used terms like geoengineering to make it seem like their claims had a scientific basis, when in fact they did not. Really? Huh. They did not. Now, I find that hard to believe, that the term geoengineering is a term that they're trying to tie to conspiracy theories, when let me get down here to it. I've been busy the last few days. Maybe it was in last week. I don't know. That's a little too far. I'm on the light sail. Anyway, maybe I scrolled it too fast, too far. News and articles, analyzing gravity waves, space news, space astronomy, space studies, the moon. Oh, here we go. Let's just pick this one. I don't know. Let's see. Finding the right dose for solar geoengineering. One of the key misconceptions about solar geoengineering, putting aerosols into the atmosphere to reflect sunlight and reduce global warming, is that it could be used as a fix-all. Okay, but it's not a conspiracy theory. That is there. But see, here's the trick, y'all. Here's the trick. This was March 11th, 2019. I know. I should have had this better together. I was just kind of doing a little test run here and seeing how this would go on. It appears to be fairly well. I think everything's working pretty good. Oh, me. There was one in particular article I was hunting that I lost. But you get the point. They want to talk about geoengineering to make it seem like their claims had a scientific basis when in fact they did not. Everything that I do just about comes from this place. So they can bite me on that. Okay, I don't know if this is working yet or not. Maybe we're back. Maybe we're not. I don't know. But I'm trying to get it all together. I don't know if I needed a refresh or what. We got 3 people watching. Hey, it's working. Nobody gets notifications. Huh. I know there's probably a lot of quiet going on, y'all. I'm really just trying to figure some of this stuff out here because my stuff's trying to kick offline and do all kind of crazy stuff. It may be the weather got the internet down somewhere close. I don't know. But I did get on here and I did come on YouTube and I did do a live stream. Checking it out, seeing what's going on. Oh. Hey, we got somebody in there. Huh. I'm learning something new right now since something popped up in the chat over here. I have a new little button that I'm not sure what it does. Huh. Not sure what's going on there. Alright then. What's up, Skeletal? There's a lot to try to learn here. Okay, cool. Well, I got you as a moderator, Skeletal. You've been a moderator over at the other one for a while. If anybody else happens to come by, that would be awesome. Okay. So anyway, there's your, if anybody's interested, that's your, and not only, it says we've made hundreds of changes to our platform, and the results of this study do not accurately reflect the way that YouTube works today. Hey, Scrappy, what's happening, man? Good to see you. These changes have already reduced views from recommendations of this type of content by 50% in the US. Yeah, YouTube representation admitted that their changes have already reduced the views of this type of content by 50%. So, I don't know. It's just got me kind of blown up. Uh, but this is what'll really get you. But the continuing prominence of scientific misinformation on social media suggests these measures are not enough. As a result, governments around the world are taking action, ranging from passing legislation to internet shutdowns, much to the ire of freedom of speech activists. Well, yeah, they're trying to shut down your freedom of speech. Just because I don't agree with science, does that mean I don't have the right to say it? If that's the case, we've lost the Bill of Rights, we've lost the Constitution, and it's just I don't know. Ugh. Oh yeah, well that lawsuit, I get that, but I don't know. It's all smoke and mirrors. They can get sued all they want. They're so big that they can spend the money and they can do it. Here's what I think. They're so big that they don't care about money anymore. They're strictly now pushing agendas. Once companies make billions, they can do that. Hey, Save Center, good to see you. I'm sorry, you got a S and Scrappy's got a S, and it caught my eyes, all his S's. Oh, I'm really glad y'all come by and check this out. I didn't think I've got my son's phone. I know he's subscribed to me, and he did not get a notification. And I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't have put Depop in it and all that. Hey, since y'all weren't here, real quick, I want to show y'all this. Uh, I'll try to get these linked somewhere. But check out this paragraph. This is on the depopulation of China. Between 2019 and 2050, populations are projected to decrease by 1% or more in 55 countries or areas, of which 26 may see a reduction of at least 10%. That's 100,000 per million. The UN said, in China, for example, the population is projected to decrease by 31.4 million, or around 2.2% between 2019 and 2050. It's projected to decrease. That means if they had a perfectly level birth and death rate, that they're still going to lose 31.4 million. That's 31 years. That's 1 million a year. So, are we losing that year in Xi Jinping's concentration camps where the Christians and the Muslims that don't do exactly as he says are being killed? Because the numbers are that I hear in the mainstream from time to time, possibly 1 million a year already being killed in those concentration camps. But they don't tell you those pretty little things about that in this story. They tell you about people leaving from hostile areas and coming to the new. So it's stuck on. Okay, well, let me change that, y'all. That's my bad. I'll tell y'all what I'm going to do real quick. There was nobody here a while ago, and I got to playing with it all. This is the first time I've ever been on YouTube, and it is a little different. because I've only streamed on D Live, which I kind of like the I kind of like the D Live as far as streaming. There we go. Now I'll pull the article back up. I think we should be sharing it now. There we go. YouTube is a little bit different. I don't really like. I'm not good at filtering myself on what I have to say, so I'm probably not going to be able to get a whole lot done over here. But I'm going to put out everything that comes about, and I don't know. I just thought I would check it out. There's a lot of people that don't. I do know there's a lot of people that don't get into the D Live platform. It is a lot different, and it's really kind of busy. All the stuff going on the screen, so I thought I'd try to get over here and share a little bit too. Uh, this was really just kind of a test. I had these two little articles around, so but in the, I don't know. Oh y'all, I'm sorry about that. I got caught up there for a second. Uh, they tell us about the migration. They tell us about people leaving disparaging air. Yeah, leaving their bad areas. Oh, I agree with you, Save Center. Uh, Something happens where a third of life in the sea and land and air dies. I believe we're seeing that right now. Uh, I'm definitely with you 100 on that. 100. I believe that. I know we used to think that maybe it was all going to be a supernatural event that was coming together to cause all of the things that was said there. Uh, but now that we see it, I think we can see that man's bringing about a ton of it. The signs in the sky. The sun will go dark. The moon will refuse to give her light. The stars will fall from the sky. Excuse me, y'all. Every sign is coming to pass, and it's in this time. So I agree with you on that 100%. I just had a new article today pop up from the, I always call it wrong. I think it's the EDIS, the emergency website, of more whales and dolphins and stuff coming up on the ground, and they try to come up with an excuse for it. Yes, I believe. Here a few a while back, the Schumann residents went kind of nuts, and it give off real high spikes. I told people right then, I said that right there could be birthing pangs. The earth is fixing to blow. So, yes, it is coming. It is coming. I'm glad. I'm not afraid either, y'all. Be not afraid. These things must come to pass. So, my son told me the other day, he said, you know, the devil must get up every morning and go, what am I going to do to them today? Well, he has to do that because after what I went through and come through, man, he's just going to get a fight out of me, and I like to fight. Right. I never. It's just amazing the way that comes through now. You see it. And you see the people that are running around telling people, and you realize, just like in the days of Noah, he was running around telling everybody, and nobody said anything till the day it started to rain. Noah was the craziest guy on earth till the water started to fall. So, but they definitely want to depopulate us. This article also, earlier in the article, when it was just giving us the some population aspects, we all know that we're being sprayed with chemicals. We're being sprayed with alloys. We got chemicals in our food. We've got glyphosate in our food. We've got fluoride in our water. We have all of these chemicals that are doing what? Well, we know they all kill the fertility rate. And the global fertility rate has fell from 3.2 to 2.5 from 1990 to 2019. And the UN claims that a 2.1 birth per woman is needed to ensure population replacement and avoid declines. Well, we know population replacement is not going to be needed because people are fixing to start trying to upload their consciousness to machines. Yeah. Yep. I still ain't quite got to that one yet. I'm not as bad on the looking up at the chemtrails, but it might just be because they've not been here for a few days. We've been exceptionally clear on the chemtrails, but it's been really hot. Oh, hey, yeah. My wife has been doing a family tree search on herself the hard way because we are not giving away our DNA. I believe they're trying to hunt that genetic key from people so that they can recreate the Nephilim themselves, the giants. That somebody still has that in their blood. What app are you using to stream? OBS and YouTube. Oh, hey, Richie from Boston. It's awesome that you're here. This is the first time I've ever streamed on YouTube. I stream on DLive a good bit. Uh, I was just trying this out over here because I'm not much on keeping my mouth shut, and I was going over some stuff where uh, YouTube actually said they've blocked 50% of the content at fizz.org. I'm really open to suggestions though, because I'm really new to this. Yeah, true that. I'm opening to learn too. I read that. I seen that story about Ron White. I watched it actually very carefully, and him talking about finding the. I'm really glad you're here, man. That's really cool. I used to email you pictures from early 1985 World Books. You might remember those. Uh, about Ron White finding the Ark of the Covenant. So, well, thank you. That means a lot. Yeah, y'all do get it pretty rough. We were getting it really rough here too, man. I mean, they were spraying us constantly, and they were spraying us so constantly. I got a neck ache holding my phone up at the sky, and then it just kind of stopped. But then when I got to looking into the maps that I learned from Mike Morales, I seen they just moved the operations. I couldn't see them at the time. They're always spraying. The Ark of the Covenant, and he found it under the split in the rock. And if you go back to where he said he started finding in Jeremiah, looking for the Ark in that way, that's some really deep. And everything I've ever seen from him, yeah, I'm gonna have to have some coffee too soon, Save Center. Everything I've seen from Ron White, I just always felt like it was an honest man. Honest man. So, and everything he ever taught, going back to the prophecy of he will bruise your head and you will bruise his heel, where all of the lines are, I don't know. I got off on a whole different tangent right there, but the biggest point of this right here was they're telling you they're going to shut down the internet. Which is weird that you showed up here, Richie, because when I seen this, I thought strictly of you. I did a thing about a talking laser, and in that article they talked about the storm Area 51, and I said, see, here we go. We can bring them right up to Area 51. We can hit them with the talking laser. We can perform a weapons test. And then, like Richie says, they were a problem to national security, and we got to shut it all down. Fizz.org right here. Social media companies are trying to develop institutional mechanisms to contain the spread of misinformation. Responding to the new research, a YouTube spokesperson said, since this study was conducted in 2018, we've made hundreds of changes to our platform, and the results of this study do not accurately reflect the way that YouTube works today. These changes have already reduced views from recommendations of this type of content by 50% in the U.S. by the continuing prominence of scientific misinformation on social media suggests these measures are not enough. As a result, governments around the world are taking action ranging from passing legislation to internet shutdowns, much to the ire of freedom of speech activists. And then the predictive programming. Scientists need to get involved. Another possible solution may be to hone people's ability to think critically. Hone your ability to think critically so they can tell the difference between actual scientific information and conspiracy theories. How about just look up, people? Open your eyes and have your own mind. Look, a district in Kerala has launched a data literacy initiative across nearly 150 public schools, indoctrinating your kids, trying to empower children with the skills to differentiate between authentic and fake information. They're telling you, they told us forever that they weren't spraying and there was no geoengineering, but I can find congressional and Senate hearings on it. People's minds are malleable. They can change you. Here we go. Bam. There we go. I mean, listen, it says scientists need to get more involved in the fight to make sure their work isn't dismissed or misused. As in the case of terms like geoengineering being hijacked by YouTube climate deniers. We're not denying climate change. We're saying you're causing it with all of your spray in the weather, your nukes that are buried in, that are sunk in the ocean, that are buried in the Pacific. Cool. Thank you, man. Look, no, that's not a problem. That's what I'm here for. I'm trying to bring it out and point people in directions where there's big people at. One small fish in a big ocean, man, but we all got to stick together. It's because of you that I'm doing this. 6 months ago, you started telling people, if you can see it, if you're not pointing your camera at the sky, you're part of the problem. And I said, you know what? I've been screaming and fussing about this. And if I don't point that camera up, he's right. I'm part of the problem. And so I'm not going to be part of the problem anymore. And this is the type of stuff that I catch and what I read and what interests me. And so I've started bringing it out to the community. And if only 3 people see it, and it's the 3 people that need to see it, I think I've done my job, man. Yeah, I got to get me a good big joke up here in a little while, too. They're telling people right here that did you just call? I don't know, man. If I did, I didn't mean to. I'm a Southern guy, and I roll words the wrong way sometimes. So, anyway, look, they're telling the scientists in the community right here. Right. I love that song. I love that too. And I say a lot of things that Richie says, so I try my best not to say them when I'm streaming. Scientists also need to get more involved in the fight to make sure their work isn't dismissed or misused, as in the case of terms like geoengineering being hijacked by YouTube climate deniers. We don't deny climate. See, here's what they do. They take and they twist their narrative with their words. We don't deny the climate. We deny that we are causing the problem with the climate because we eat the wrong thing and get gas and the cows are farting. Everything I read, they say, well, it's man-made, it's your automobile. And even now they're starting to bring up airplanes a little bit. But don't nobody mention all the ships in the ocean. Those dump more CO2s than anything. But 99% of climate scientists agree that humans are responsible. Let me rephrase that for you. 99% of climate scientists that they ask agree that humans are responsible. Scientists need to leverage this agreement to its maximum and communicate to the public using innovative and persuasive strategies. This includes creative social media content of their own to not only shift beliefs, but also influence behaviors. Influence behaviors, shift beliefs. See, to they want to indoctrinate you. And what makes me so angry about this article right here, they go up there and they say that, oh, you people using the term geoengineering and you're hijacking it, you don't ever use true science. Well, I don't know. I've been reading phys.org for years. The few videos I've made, most all of it comes from there, or Tech Daily or Science Daily. So don't tell me I'm not using some type of science tech. I'm not making it up and pulling it out my ass. I've read the things from Harvard. I've read the things from Princeton. We're not making it up. I've been watching Richie for years. He documents everything that he says. And if he don't, it's because YouTube don't let him get it in there just right. Oh, man. It's... Oh. Oh, hey, I watch Mike every night, but I watch him over on D-Live. I've been on Mike's... I was the first mod at D-Live, and I have been there when there was only 2 or 3 of us watching it, and I watch him every night. I actually even run a banner of his across my screen on D-Live when I'm streaming live over there. I'm in Mississippi. I'm dead in the center of Mississippi and Alabama, over on the Mississippi line, on the 33rd parallel and the 90th meridian. Yeah, I've been watching Mike for a long time. As a matter of fact, I found Mike from Richie, the kart racer. That's what he calls him, the kart racer. And when I found him, yeah, I love Mike. I'm a D-Live streamer before I was over here at YouTube. And I say that like I've been doing it a long time. It was like 3 months. I started at D-Live because it was a small platform and it gave me... Oh yeah, I'm good with that. Listen. You might not have popped in before I said that because Save Center popped in. 100% follower of Jesus Christ, on my knees, full armor of God. But I live by that part where Jesus said, don't be afraid. Be happy. I'm a fighter, man. My wife will tell you, the more oppression that comes on me, unless they just kill me, I'm just fun to go with it. I'm doing this right now because I enjoy doing this. I didn't realize I would enjoy doing this. Man, I work 12 to 14 hours a day in construction. But my family is all awake with me. My 18-year-old son, he's into this stuff. My wife, we are of like mind. So we do it together as a family. We fight together as a family, and we're going to take care of our... I think I remember sending you this in an email one time. I believe I am my brother's keeper, and I will die helping people because that's just what I think we're supposed to do. Now, the same people probably don't want to hang out around me very long, but in time of need, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to help people. And right now, I'm just spreading information, hoping that the people that are awake see it. If they don't, I'll just move on to the next one. I'm kind of that kind of guy. I'm not going to continue to stick in one area. And anything I see that hits me as crazy, I'm bringing it out here to this. And that's the way I'm going to do it. D-Live. Yeah, I seen that, Scrappy, and you're not the only one that had that problem over at D-Live. And I get that, but I'll tell you what I done is I used it as a platform to learn, because I'd done a little bit of type of broadcasting stuff with radio promotions on events that my family was involved in when I was younger. But everything here is new, and learning the software, making the mistakes. It was real easy to make a mistake over there. Now think about this, and this is exactly why I say this. This is my first stream on YouTube, and yeah, I've never been a Facebook guy. My wife was smart enough to see that many, many years ago. People say, how can I find you on Facebook? Well, if somebody happened to catch me in their pictures. But take this for instance. If I had just started doing this and I was fumbling through everything, and Richie from Boston pops in and says, hey guys, and I go, oh man, you know, so I think it worked out perfect for me. I may be coming here at the right time, and there's still things that I can go over there and say that nobody really seems to say anything about, that I'm sure over here I never thought it was a real thing, honestly, that people are having this shut down and you can't do this. Oh, that's just a, but it's true. Oh, like 75 subscribers, and I watch them disappear every day. You get up to 76 and drop down to 71. I've probably lost more subscribers than I've gained somehow. So that's kind of how that's going. I don't fault anybody for not doing D Live, but I have got a hold of a couple of those younger gamers that would listen. And now a couple of them are actually over on Mike Morales, and they're sharing some sky pictures with me on Discord. How are you doing this without 1,000 subs? I think you have to have 1,000 subs to stream from a device. I'm streaming from a laptop. So you can stream from a laptop without it. I think I know a kid that streams from a PlayStation with like 26 subscribers. And that's something else I didn't know. I just ended up clicking I clicked the things and there it was. Alright, y'all, I'm going to take 1 second here and do something that I don't know how to do. Or maybe I'll do it later. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it later. More lessons to learn. You know what I mean? I have a lot of information that I've looked up. I think tonight on D Live, I told him I was going to go over some of the House and Senate stuff that I had found, and then I was going to find. I've also got some stuff from Operation Popeye, things like that. I know people like Richie, they've seen all of this stuff, but I am kind of new to a lot of it, and I like to see it with my own eyes and go through it. And I just kind of scroll through it while I'm on the all noobs. Oh, I'm a noob. I'm such a noob that I can barely get everything working it right. But I think that's what makes it great. We can get out here and say what we need to say, and we all need to quit keeping our mouth closed. If we all get together, they cannot stop the numbers. And I think it, you know, and then if you can't stop the numbers, well, then there's got to be a group of us around that can help pick up the pieces to those that it's all falling apart for. And that's kind of really where I look at. I pray for the strength that God will give me to help those around me. So, van life, and I don't like clutter or many possessions. Well, I live in the country, way in the country, in the sticks. We have a good bit of clutter, but most every bit of it I could take out in the woods if I needed to help build something if the time came or whatever. It's probably clutter that most folks would go, oh man, that is trash. But I did not have running water from a municipality until like 1992. I didn't know what it was. We had everything outside. So, all right, y'all. It's getting close to my supper time. I'm glad I brought this stuff out to you. Scrappy D Save Center. Emily Huerta, yeah, I'm a noob. I'm all noob. And Scrappy, you're right. You can't stop God. The fact that y'all are here is awesome to me. Richie, if you're still in there, you don't know what it means to me that you stopped, man. That was awesome that you checked it out. And I'll be looking forward to your, I will be looking very forward to your thing you got coming out. Just for those of y'all that